All right, so this is going to be a video about the instrument mode in Ujam's Virtual Guitarist AMBER 2. Now you could do a lot of really cool things in the instrument mode, and I made another video going over the first look of the AMBER 2. You can check out all that, my other videos. So we have player mode here, we have instrument mode. And the way this works is your left hand from C1 to B2, I guess that is there, is going to be where the notes are played and strums and stuff. And then C3 is where you play the chords. You could do single chords or single note chords. Just look at the C there. Is a C power chord, D power chord, E power chord. Or you could play chords. You get a C major, you get a C7, major 7, and other chords like that, C minor and so on. And then down here we have on C2, like say I play a C up here and the C note down here, with the notes of that chord we go to D minor, and then we have strums and stuff. Stop sounds, slides, and then we also have this note here. You can do this with a keyboard as well. So that's an open sound, that's half muted, that's muted. So we get a sound like, well, right now we're open, so let's just, you heard that, so let's go to a half muted. Or you could do muted. Now you also have the option to use your this key here, the damp key, and it kind of does the same thing. You could just, so you could go from, I gotta play a chord here. You get, these are their mod wheels too, by the way, on your keyboard. But I don't have a mod wheel on my keyboard, so I'm gonna do it here. Let me program a chord thing in here. So I just played in the chords. There was no sound because it's just playing up here. I'll put this in latch mode too, so the chords will extend to the end of the next beat, and then we can go. So in that case, we're just using the damp thing here. It's kind of like the palm mute, basically doing what this does, but just in a gradual, or, you know, you could automate it really quickly as well. So now that we got a chord progression up here, put the click check on because I have nothing else going on. So you could just record parts like that, more open sound. So pretty cool. Let me turn this click off and put a drum beat or something in there because that's kind of annoying. All right, so we got a little beat in there, nothing too fancy. Got the chords laid out that is triggering the chord changes up here. Now, of course, you could play this all on a keyboard as well at the same time. I like to put the chords in and just focus on the pattern here. And I'm going to show you another trick in a minute here that you could use from the player mode and transfer over to the instrument mode, but we'll get that in a second. So we got the chords playing, we got a beat playing. We'll just play some random picking and strumming stuff, see how this works. So pretty cool. Now I did not record that, but another thing here is we got a billion different sounds that we can go through. Preset sounds, or we could change the sounds ourselves with all these other features here. Again, I made another video about this, you could check that out. I just want to spend some time using the instrument mode here for the most part in this video. So another option we have here is to go into the player mode. And these patterns that they already programmed for each of their presets, we got all these common phrases, which these are going to be universal throughout the whole plugin. And meaning that whatever preset you use for this up here, these patterns remain the same. There's a little indicator there. If you hold over it, usually it pops up. For some reason, it's not. Oh, there you go. So long chords on the 2 and 4. And that would be, now I already have the chords in the sequence, so that will just trigger this now. So we got muted eighths there, and so on and so forth. And then we got all these different patterns over here that will change the preset sound over here. For example, this one here is just get rid of that beat. So what we could do now is we could actually drag this MIDI part out of the plugin here. We're just going to drag it onto this track for now, even though it's a drum track. Now check this out. Basically, these MIDI patterns, we put it in instrument mode. It's just a sequence of triggering all the left hand and right hand stuff. So let's go over here. Let's take that pattern, put it here, loop it. Now this one's going to have whatever the last chord is in there. So whatever chord that was triggering was this one. But so for example, let's just play this. Now we could copy this, just copy that, and the second time we'll change the chord here by changing the chord up here. And again, we can do this by single notes. That is a G chord, so let's make it a C. We can just play the single note chord. So we could even start with these patterns, and we could change the notes around here now that we got a thing going on. That's a nice strumming pattern, but say you want some variation in it, maybe you want to, so we got the strum here, and then this maybe, so we're just playing those same notes that are on here. That are these these single notes. So we could do all kind of stuff like this, and you could program them from scratch, or you start with a preset pattern and really create some really cool, you know, custom guitar parts for your tracks. Obviously, there's a learning curve to doing this stuff if you're not used to doing it this way, but it's, you know, it's well worth it to get some really cool guitar parts and professionally recorded guitars. Maybe at the end of this part you want to do a change it up a bit. Let's see what we got going on here. Right now it's playing these two notes, so and I hit one of the key switches to put it on the mute, so that's why it's doing the palm mute. That's why it's doing that. Let's get back here. Okay, I don't want to get too far in the weeds with this, but you see what I mean. You could just completely change, you know, the patterns and stuff like that, add in your own things. And again, there's like a billion different guitar sounds we could use for all this. All the different presets, or you could just change the sounds here and stuff as well, fit it into your mix, whatever. But really cool. Now another cool thing is if you have Virtual Guitarist Iron 2. Whoops, well, let's just do this. So here's Iron. This is the electric guitar, one of the electric guitars from Ujam. You can put that in instrument mode, and it kind of works the same way. So you can instantly take these patterns. Now this can probably sound a little bit crazier off the bat, but get a cleaner sound here. So we instantly have electric part, we have acoustic part. Now, of course, they're playing the same part, but you can make variations of it as well. But yeah, really cool stuff. I haven't even gotten into the finger picking that much, but the finger picking part sounds really awesome too. You can do some really technical finger stuff with your hair. Let's see. Now sometimes you'll get a little glitch there with that playing because of the way the key switches have the chords up here playing. Let's try this. So now we have that whole pattern in there. We could either leave it as is or we could quantize it. And so we have the chords up top. We have the finger picking down below. We put that on the electric guitar as well. All right, so that beat really doesn't work with that. But anyways, you get the idea. You could just really create some really awesome guitar parts relatively quickly after you get past the little learning curve or figuring out everything. You know, for some it might be a little more advanced. Some of you might already understand exactly how all this works. So just check it out. Yeah, there's a 30-day trial for these plugins as well. I've done a bunch of other videos on the Ujam's products. I have the drummers, the bassers, the bass guitar players, the beat makers, their effects units. So you can check out those videos or just go to their website, check out their stuff. I think they got 30-day trials for all their products. At the time of making this video, sometimes things change. But anyways, that's just a really quick glance at the instrument mode and the Virtual Guitarist series. Currently, Amber 2 has it. Some of the other plugins have it too. I don't quote me. Some of them aren't updated yet, so I think like the Silk one is not, but it could be by the time you're watching this. So I'll just shut up and you could check them out. So anyways, that is all for now. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of new videos. Any questions, put them down below.